somehow somebody didn't want me to tell you guys what I know, I think. All right, well, let's see if everybody comes back. I'll be right back. I'll be right back, but let the people start coming in again because somehow, I don't know, something happened and the phone got disconnected. Now, granted, I have an old phone and sometimes the phone just does weird things, but that was kind of weird. I don't know if I've had that happen before, but certainly something was going on in regards to maybe something we were saying, maybe something that somebody typed in. I do not know, but I didn't want to just leave you guys hanging there. So we're back. And if anybody has any other questions, this is going to be your time to ask them. I'll be right back, by the way. You probably don't see me on camera, but I'll be right back in just a moment. But I do have my wireless earpiece. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if anybody's in the room right now, because usually when I first start the room, it's at 0 people. And so, but this is the 2023 Q&A, for all those people who have questions, want to improve their lives for this year. I'm really big on, I'm really big on preparing the body and getting it really healthy, specifically for fasts, healing, and potentially what some might even call, I don't want to bring too much of this, but spiritual experiences, as you might call it. So let's see here. All right. We've got 6 people back, 0 thumbs up. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try something here. Hold on. Okay, let's see here. We got 6 people, and we have already 2 thumbs up. Thanks for that. Even though, okay, let's see here. I'm here in the UK. All right, let's see. Suzanne White said, has there been any testing for the Lourdes machine in relation to whether they produce deuterium? They do not produce deuterium, actually. And if there was any deuterium produced, I asked the engineers of the company, said it would be produced under the pitcher. It would never make it into the water. In fact, there's these scientists who are using the Hydrofix to actually, because this is one of my theories from years ago, that the hydrogen would help disperse the deuterium out of the body. So basically, it appears that using hydrogen could help actually get deuterium out of the body, and that's what I suspected a long time ago. Refractor, can you talk about carbs and what you consider too much? Sprouted bread is fine. Well, I mean, you can do sprouted bread, but I mean, again, you just have to limit it. That's all. I'm not saying to do no carbs. A lot of people say no carbs, and look, it's not medical advice, but if I was going through my cancer protocol, I would avoid carbs. But if you're just trying to be healthy, I do consume some carbs, not a ton. It's mostly fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, beans, some steamed rice, but not all that much. All right, let's see. David Whitaker says Texas. Yeah, Texas is a big state. Okay, Susanna says that's great news. And Kimby said, I just noticed there was a new notification. There were 11 others still waiting at the last video. Really? Weird. I guess maybe there's a way to go back in there. I just didn't know how. It just cut me off. It just went blank. Somebody, I was saying on there that somebody doesn't want me to say something, or they don't want people to hear something, or they don't want us interacting. I do not know, but I'm going to have one more glass of this before I go for either a walk, or maybe I can do some stretching. I could do some stretching here, but I don't think you guys want to see me stretching anyway. Proper hydration feels great. Okay. Refractor, I'll comment on the last video and tell them to come over. Oh, that's a good, thanks, Refractor. And Kim says, I just did that, Refractor, so that's nice too. Thanks, guys. Okay, Suzanne, do you give H2 to your plants? And if so, have you seen positive results? For sure. Definitely see positive results. I'm using it more right now for my chia seeds and sprouting broccoli sprouts. That's primarily what I use it for. I don't give the hydrogen water to all the plants because there's a lot of plants, but yes, it does make a difference for sure. If you're a plant lover, you can definitely do that. And it's not just the hydrogen water. I mean, I did do an experiment with rainwater, which is basically distilled water, on these planters, same soil, same seeds. They love the rainwater much more than the tap water. So that's one of the reasons that I came to the conclusions that I did in regards to distilled water plus all the, I mean, I could show you guys the lab reports. Basically, it's the cleanest water there is, guys. So that's why I go with it. I mean, again, I don't care about, I'll listen to other people's opinions, but I walk my own path based on data. And like I said, my methods have been working, so why would I change them? And I've done a ton of research. So I mean, I got, and the blood work to prove it. So let's see, whoops. Third party lab testing. But yeah, all this stuff that's in our water that normal filters, do not get out. Just tons of stuff in your water, guys. I mean, it just goes on and on, just page after page of stuff. So you don't, clean water is crucial. Suzanne White, I've only just started using distilled water 1 month ago, plus add trace minerals. Previously, I was using Avion, but was having to clean the machine too frequently. See, there you go. And that really shows you a lot in regards to the quality of water you're drinking. My machine stays so clean. I don't have to clean it that often. But I definitely keep it clean regardless. I mean, it's going to get dirty one way or another, and you have to maintain it, but it definitely stays cleaner. So I personally do like that. Well, look at that. We went from having 20 something to 10 people, but hey, for those who made it, they made it. Great. If you guys have any questions, this is a very good time to ask them. You have me for free. That's a good price, right? Okay. Do you use distilled water when inhaling? Yes, absolutely do. Again, all about the purity. Hydrogen gas inhalation. I do not inhale anything that uses chemicals. Definitely no lye, sodium hydroxide, or chemical reaction with magnesium rods or any of that stuff. Sorry to ask so many questions. Don't often catch you live. Oh, don't worry about it, Suzanne. That's what this is for. Really, the more questions, the merrier. So if you have a lot of questions, ask all you want. Don't be sorry about it. That's the reason I'm doing this right now, because it saves me time from having to do 30 or 40 or 50 phone calls. I can do them all here right now, and I can hang out with my viewers. I mean, maybe some people don't care, but I like my viewers. I want the best for people. So whether they're my viewer or not, I just want the best for people, and that makes me feel good. It fuels my spirit, which is to me important. And certainly when someday when I pass on, you can't take things with you, whether it's a car or money or any of these things, but I can take these experiences with me. So might as well make good experience rather than bad ones. So let's see here. Thank you, Kim B. Oh yeah, Susanna says thank you. All right, let's see. Kim B says a price I can afford right now. I appreciate you. A price I can afford right now. Well, if anybody ever can't afford hydrogen, in my opinion, the best way to go about it would be one, the hydrogen smoothies, lots of fiber from fruits and vegetables, help your gut make more hydrogen, and exercise has been shown to make more hydrogen. So those two things, if you don't have the ability to get a hydrogen machine. Johnny, we care. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you guys care too. I mean, I care also, and it's nice to be around people who care and who are not mean or rude or malicious, because that's happened all too much on this path. And sometimes it makes me question why I'm doing this, and potentially even gets me sometimes thinking that I shouldn't do this anymore. So the positive feedback and the positive comments helps a lot to continue to keep me not necessarily inspired or motivated, because I have all that, but to keep me going and whatnot. My positive experience with hydrogen, this is Suzanne, was that I was in agony with back and hip pain. Within a couple of days, I noticed an improvement. The pain has totally gone in a week. Oh, that, you know what, Suzanne, that's wonderful, because that's exactly one of the wonderful things and the wonderful stories that I not only like to hear, but that's exactly what can help people. So if I had an impact on that, that makes me feel good, because that's improving your life. So that's wonderful. Good to hear it. And I've been pain free for 6 months. It's changed my life. Oh wow. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Susanna, that is super great. I'm very happy to hear that. Stevie Henry says, can you use rainwater in the Hydrofix? Yeah, you can actually technically use any water you want except for ocean water. What I would personally do is I would take rainwater and then I would just distill it, just because of the contaminants in our atmosphere. But that's what I would do. But yeah, you could try that. You're a good person and you are appreciated, says meme meme ra meme ra. Oh well, thank you. That's a very kind comment. Thank you so much. And Kaliko says, what is with the Wati turning orange sometimes under the pitcher? Oh, the water. Oh, that's the filter. So the H type Dewey filter is actually a very, very special cartridge or type of filter, and that's normal. It's the way that it is. It's all food grade stuff. You said your advice for free. That's what I was referring to. Sorry about that. That my advice for free. You were saying something earlier. Okay, let me back scroll. A price I can afford right now. I appreciate it. Oh, free. Okay. It is free right now, so come and get it. All right. Susanna White says, I feel like a teenager again. Haha. Oh, I'm 62. Oh, good for you. Feeling like a teenager is a wonderful feeling, as far as physically, maybe not mentally, but I'm glad you feel young. I feel quite young myself, so it's nice. MG65 says, hello, can we drink the hydrogen water after inhaling? Of course you can, in my opinion. Or do we need to run it through the 30-minute cycle? No, you can drink it afterwards. The levels should be quite good depending on how long you inhaled and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, absolutely. Though to get the best results, you always want to drink the water first, inhale afterwards. That's going to bring you the best results. Kaliko says, thank you. You're welcome. Kim B says, I was late to the first video. What is H2? Wait a second. Kim B, you just said a second ago. Okay, well, what is H2? H2 is hydrogen. It's molecular hydrogen. It's basically a gas. Just like oxygen is a gas, hydrogen is a gas. Obviously, we dissolve the gas. Well, you can see it back here, actually. It's dissolving the gas into the water. And it seems to react differently when you dissolve it into water and you inhale the gas. So, Tom Ashley, okay to buy a used Hydrofix? You know, honestly, I think it's a gamble, Tom, because here's the problem, and I've seen this. One, well, if they're used, you don't really know if it's an authentic one. And if you can verify that it's an actual authentic one from the proper company, the big problem is you don't know how that person treated it. And to be honest, I've seen so many people not treat their machines right. The rubber plug came out and it got the machine wet, or they did something and the machine's not quite working right and they just try to sell it and somebody wouldn't notice. You'll never get proper customer service or proper customer support. There's no warranty. It's kind of like a car. You never know how somebody abused it or not abused it, and sometimes it ends up costing you more to get something used that ends up needing all this repair, and it's a headache. If you get an authentic one and you treat it right, these things will last an extremely long time. They're very reliable. They're actually the most reliable hydrogen machine I've seen up to date, and I've seen a lot of them, use a lot of them, and most of them are basically highly unreliable. So I don't know. It's up to you, Tom, on that one. I have a discount code, a new one. I don't know if it's still working, but it's it gives a pretty decent discount. MG65 says, great, thanks. You're welcome. Noelia says, the water from the filter is clear pinkish. Is it damaged? No, that's normal. I literally just answered that question a little bit ago. But basically, it's normal for the color coming out of the filter to be different like that sometimes. So that's normal. Susanna White says, have you been to Japan and an H2 spa? I'd love to go and bathe in H2. If you've been, did you notice any specific results different from drinking or inhaling? Well, Susanna, I have been to Japan. I am planning a trip soon. I'm going to be sharing with you guys some crazy secrets. You're actually asking a question that that's going to lead me to now making a comment because, first of all, the hydrogen spas, in order to do hydrogen properly in a tub, requires a massive amount of money. You're not going to do it with the cheap products. I've already looked into them, I've already tried them, and basically, it's not going to be good enough. The equipment that you would really need is $100,000 to $200,000 to really do it right. And I have some huge secrets that I would say almost nobody in the world knows in the world of hydrogen. Stay tuned because I'm going to disclose and share those in the near future, and I think it's going to blow everybody's mind. I'm very excited to go on that one. But okay, so let's see here. Tom Ashley says, "Thank you. Have you heard of these helping infections? I know you're not allowed to give medical advice. Actually, I have. I've known a lot of people who normally get. There was a person right now that I'm thinking of who would get UTIs quite regularly and had to use antibiotics. One of the inventors of the Hydrofix has a daughter with ALS, so Lou Gehrig's disease. She used to get infections chronically all the time in the lungs, and I've seen it multiple times. And using hydrogen, these people virtually don't get any infections anymore. So it really helps preventing an infection. Because one thing that people don't realize is that consuming too many sugars and carbohydrates puts you at high risk for infection. Just one can of soda pop increases your risk of infection and lowers your immune system for 6 hours. Just one can of soda pop. That's just that. I mean, think of all the other things we consume with processed sugar. So anyway, hopefully that answers your question, Tom. But definitely, I mean, I do stuff. I use it all the time, obviously, and I'm not getting any infections, so that's good. Okay, Refractor OG says, if you knock the Hydrofix over while it's running, is it likely damage? See, this is what I mean by getting to use one, guys. How likely is it for the water to spill into the wrong areas? Well, if it falls down, I would immediately, obviously, you pick it up. I would disconnect power from it. I would drain all water, wipe it down anywhere where you see water spilled, and let it dry for 48 to 72 hours. Maybe put a little fan on it or something. Just dry it up and then set it all up again. And it should be fine because these things are robust. So they can take a hit, which is another thing that's pretty good about them. Hopefully that answers your question, Refractor. Tom Ashley, why don't you live in Japan? Well, that's what's coming, brother. That's what's coming in the near future. I'm going to open up a new channel when I leave. So if you guys want to follow that one, because I'm going to stick to, health in regards to this channel, but I'm going to be sharing some really cool stuff about Japan once I get over there and just live there, which is what's going to be happening in the near future. Let's see. Next question. Margie Steffens. Can I call to order or are all sales online? Well, it depends which product you're talking about, but I'm assuming you're talking about the hydrogen machine. And if you are, you can call the company. They're open during certain hours. But yeah, you can call an order over the phone. I've known many friends who have done that. Give them the code. Let's see if it works though. There's a code called capital H200. It's a big discount code. I'm not sure if it's still working. They might be deleting it soon, so use it while it works. Okay, Susanna White says, look forward to hearing your secrets. Oh, they're going to be fun, Susanna. I think you're going to like it. Terry Dalcos, I was just bouncing on my rebounder. So good. Hey, it is really good. Good for moving that lymphatic fluid. Terry Dalcos says, I think I remember Dalco. I'm worried about cleaning the Hydrofix. Can you make more videos of these? I literally just did. as in I'm worried about not cleaning it well enough. Yeah, you definitely have to clean it right. I did a video, I don't remember the number, it's like 393, 397. I can't look right now because I'm on the phone. Well, I guess I could look at it. I got a computer here. If you guys really want to know the video, I highly recommend. There's two videos because you're going to want to watch the citric acid cleaning video, which I need to maybe make a new one, but read the notes or the comment area because I changed the amounts of citric acid. But let's go over this real quick. Let's see if I can find the video that not only you should be watching, anybody who has a Hydrofix, guys. I cannot emphasize enough how important this particular video is. I made it. I not only was really proud of it, but super important because even I wasn't doing the best I could do on that one, and it's video number, where are you? 397. There it is, guys. So everybody watch 397. Super important if you have a Hydrofix. Could not emphasize it enough. Then I have another one where, I mean, if you guys want me to tell you all the videos you need to watch for cleaning this thing, I mean, 397 is one. Let's go to the next one. How to wash Hydrofix. Hydrofix. Video number 67 is another one to watch. And then the last one is video number 70. The only problem with video number 70 is the amounts of citric acid that I was showing. So look in the comment or note area to adjust that amount. Okay, next question. Mimria, wow, I had no idea about the connection between infections and sodas. Oh, absolutely. We're talking bacterial infections, viral infections. You don't want all that sugar in your blood, and especially from processed sugar. When you get sugar from fruits and vegetables, I've seen the studies. It's not the same. So I stick with the foods. Okay, Tom Ashley, you're an honest guy, very helpful to us. Oh, you're very welcome, guys. Thank you. Mimra says yes. I don't know what yes was about. I guess something. And Justin Hernandez says the hydrogen man. Yeehaw, I guess. Woohoo. All right, cool. All right, guys, I guess we're running out of questions here. Let's see. Let me make sure I have it myself. I'm pulling up my own video here. Make sure I have the proper amounts in the comment area as far as amounts of citric acid. And just use citric acid that is designed to clean distillers. That's what you want. And it says link for best citric acid, link for best citric acid. You know what? Did I not say the amounts? Oh, here we go. Update. The way Hydrogen Man did the cleaning was accurate. There we go. But the amounts depend. So yes, it's all right there. So good. Everybody's got the info. So did you guys get those numbers? Or do I need to repeat them? Okay, let's see here. Susanna White says, I'm concerned I've spoilt the metal. No, you're not going to spoil the metal. H2 producing plate as they are no longer shiny, dull and dark. Is that okay? Yes, that is okay. That's actually what they naturally do. Pure grade titanium builds a protective coating and it turns dark. It's completely normal. All the machines do that, and that's what they're supposed to do to protect you from leaching and whatnot. So that's totally cool. Okay. So don't worry about Susanna, you're totally cool. I use citric acid, but maybe too much. The biggest concern that I have with using citric acid, as I show in my video, when you use it, just make sure that you rinse the crap out of that pitcher. Don't leave any residue of citric acid. That's the biggest issue. Terry Dalcos, could you talk more about MS? You said the Hydrofix can't exactly heal it, but it can put a stop to it or something like that. Multiple sclerosis. Well, all right, look, guys. The problem is here, hold on a second. The biggest issue is that what people, they don't like to hear my opinions on multiple sclerosis. But what you're going to realize is that there are connections between diet and multiple sclerosis, along with clean water, hydrogen, and eliminating certain chemicals and overcoming deficiencies. This is what I'm trying to tell you, is that oftentimes it comes down to the same thing. So you could probably watch, I like the scientific data from a channel. If you just type it in, I was just seeing if they had one. If you go on YouTube and type in one word, nutritionfacts.org space multiple sclerosis, they'll talk about the science and diet and studies that were done. And then, of course, I would use proper hydrogen protocol, clean water, and using the hydrogen. You can watch video 337 for something like that. Okay, hopefully that helps. If not, just ask more. Susanna White says, thank you for reassuring me that I've not damaged it. Yeah, you definitely haven't damaged it, in my opinion. You just have to rinse it really, really, really good, and then just keep using it. And I bet you it's still working. So as long as it's making bubbles. Refractor OG, I like to rinse several times, then run it for 10 minutes and pour that water out and then rinse again. That's a good idea, actually, Refractor. So nice suggestion there. Justin Hernandez says, if I run two 30-minute cycles, does it increase the ppm or the hydrogen, or am I wasting your time? You're wasting your time, because hydrogen, you can only dissolve so much hydrogen gas in the water in our atmospheric pressure. So you can't go past 1.6 ppm. The machine is specifically designed to fully saturate, and that's as far as it goes. One thing that I do sometimes is I'll put less, let's see if I can do this here. I'll put less water in the pitcher, and if you run it, it'll fully saturate the water faster because there's less water to saturate. But it's always just going to reach 1.6. It'll never go past that unless you're pressurizing it, which really doesn't work. So not very bioavailable. Tom Ashley, so don't inhale hydrogen as you're guzzling a cola. That would be, I mean, you could. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. If you're going to be drinking soda pop, I would definitely be inhaling from a hydrogen machine. In my opinion, though, it's counterintuitive. I mean, are you doing this for healing, or, you know, what exactly are you doing this for? But I would not be, I don't drink soda pop at all. It is one of the worst things out there. It's absolutely terrible stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't want any. Safer than drinking tap water in Mexico. I mean, I'll say that, but yeah, I grew up on soda pop, and I regret it. Refractor OG, how about running for 40 minutes, now 30 on the 2018 model, higher than 1.2? Yeah, you can do that. Though the 2018 model was reaching 1.5 with the hydrogen catcher, about 1.2 without it. And yeah, if you put a little, all you'd have to do is actually put less water. You don't have to run it longer. You just put less water, or you can run it longer, either one. Tom Ashley, teasing. Oh, you're teasing about guzzling cola. Yeah. Well, I mean, you could do it though. You could do it. I inhale hydrogen when I eat and when I have certain beverages. So, you know, there are certain fun beverages that I make sometimes. Maybe I'll make one today. Not sure yet. Well, okay, guys. Anything else? Anything before I get going and move my body? Justin Hernandez says, would you recommend drinking hydrogen water even if you're not suffering from any major health issues? In my opinion, absolutely, because the best thing, it's kind of like somebody saying, should I eat healthy if I'm not sick? I mean, preventative care is one of the smartest things you can do, in my opinion. If that tells you anything, preventative care is extremely smart. Hydrogen water would be clean water, and hydrogen is not only preventative care, but it actually enhances performance. So if you're into, well, longevity too, or if you're going to be doing athletic stuff, or if you're an athlete, in my opinion, it's kind of a no-brainer. And it's, in my opinion, really good for your heart. I won't say why, because if I do, I'm going to delete this video, because I have a secret about it and nobody knows. There's no scientist in the world that knows. There's no supposed hydrogen specialists or people who claim they're hydrogen specialists who know. Nobody actually knows. I actually do, but if I say it here, I know they're just going to steal my stuff. So I'm going to release it later in a different manner. Justin says, beautiful. Thank you. You're very welcome. All right, guys. Anything else while you have me? 1 second. Ooh, a little fresh air. I'm gonna go for a walk soon. In fact, I've asked that a million times. And let's see, before I do that, Margie says, overall, do you consider operational protocol of the machine easy? Yes. That's the thing about hydrogen. They made it so easy. The Japanese they made a machine that you can maintain yourself, that's reliable, that makes water and gas. I mean, it just does so many things. A lot of machines are just a pain in the rear, unreliable. I've learned that the hard way, spend way too much money on such things. And yeah, leave it up to the Japanese to make something reliable. I mean, that's what they're known for, Toyotas and Hondas, electronics, stuff like that. This is how I drink my hydrogen water. Notice it will not be sitting in this cup for 5 minutes. I like to move it around my mouth, hit all my gums, tissues. I think it really absorbs into it. There's actually data on how it's good for your gums. So for dental care and hopefully preventing any infection that could ever happen, I've been very fortunate, knock on wood or something. I try to take really good care of my teeth because once they're gone, guys. And then it's all implants and fake teeth, which I'm not really fond of. Okay. Have you thought about writing a book? You know, Susanna, I have actually. The thing is the book would probably not be about the subject that everybody would think it would be about. And the story's not over yet. I am working on something. Not on a book, but I mean, I'm working on something in my life. And once I get all that figured out, then maybe I'll write a book. And I'm definitely going to need somebody's help because I'm a terrible writer. So I don't know how that's going to happen. But and if it happens, it's going to be a few years away. Probably in Japan too, when I have a lot more time to sit down and do it. But I'll probably work with someone. I've had some people offer to help, but who knows if everybody's still offering. Refractor says thoughts on ACV and coffee. I don't know what you mean by ACV. Arterial cholesterol ventricles? Just kidding. I don't know. I don't know what ACV is, dude. So we'll let you figure that out. Mistaken enemy. Thoughts of natural tooth powder. Well, I mean, you can use baking soda. You can brush with that. I just use a natural toothpaste, but I also brush without any toothpaste in the mornings because one thing that a lot of people don't know is I was studying to be a dentist. I was really into teeth when I was younger, mostly because I was afraid of losing them due to some really terrible dental things that happened to me when I was a child. And I think I was traumatized. And yeah, so you can, the data shows you can literally brush with no toothpaste and it's still effective. And then at nighttime, I do a full brush, full floss, mouth rinse, which I make my own mouthwash, and then a water pick if I have enough time for it. So yeah, there's numerous things you can do in regards to brushing your teeth. You can even use, you know, the activated charcoal stuff and all sorts of different things. But yeah, all right, let's see what else. Apple cider vinegar. So my thoughts on apple cider vinegar. Yeah, I mean, they do have some uses that is good. I use it very sparingly once in a while. So yeah, I think it's good stuff. You can use it in, I'm sure you can Google all the different ways that you can use it. There's many different ways to use apple cider vinegar, but yeah, I'm a fan. But I don't like to use too much of it. It makes my mouth feel weird if I do too much, even my stomach. So I can only use very little. I usually mix it with other things. So let's see here. Oh, and thoughts on coffee. You know, that's a big argument. A lot of people say it's not good for you. Some people say it is good for you. Here's Okay, Kimby, I have to go. Thanks again. I agree. You are an honest and helpful guy. Don't forget to thumbs up, everyone. Thank you, Kim. That's right. There's like 20 people here, and I only have 9 thumbs up. So I don't know what happened there, but that's fine. Okay, so talking about coffee. Thanks, guys. So in regards to coffee, my opinion is this, and this is my opinion on most things. I'm usually pretty cool in regards to things that are natural. So I'm okay with most natural things. Coffee, I think the lighter the roast, the better. And that's just been what I've observed in the world of science. I definitely want organic because coffee is something that is heavily sprayed with chemicals. And I do not want a chemical soup to drink. That's not what I'm looking for. Kimby, I have to go. Thanks again. Oh yeah, that was a repeat. Um, I make my own personally. Um, the big issues with coffee, in my opinion, are what people put in it. I don't put any dairy in it. I don't put any processed sugar in it. So I grind my own beans, organic, make my coffee, and I use raw honey, and I put that in there, and that's it. Once in a while, I'll put some soy milk, unsweetened, non. Gonna call me. So okay, guys. I hope that answers everybody's questions. Coffee increases anxiety for some people. For me, it actually calms me down. And I have looked at data that shows that it affects different people differently. So you do want to listen to your body on that. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Any other questions before I go? You got 10 seconds because I'm getting a call and I should probably take it. So that's my opinion on coffee, though I do think it has health benefits based on, again, data. Just try to get the cleanest stuff you can get. That would be my opinion. Not big on Starbucks and all those places. And try to get in a clean cup. Don't use plastic cups, or they have chemicals in there and you don't want to do that. Happy New Year, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Good night from the UK, says Susanna White. Good night. Good night, Refractor, or goodbye. Thank you so much for your time, says MG65. You're very welcome. And good to see you guys. I'll see you guys next time on the next one.